In today's YouTube video, we're going to take Madden 23's best RPO play and put it in a bag. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. And the trio offset week is one of the most annoying RPO formations in the game due to its alignment. You've got a trips look to the left, you've got a running back also to the left, a solo tight end backside, and your opponent has a bubble screen RPO in which the quarterback can scramble. So how do you deal with all this at the same time? And the big question is, what happens when they put an AKA running back on this, and you have to worry about the fact that they don't even have to read the option. They can just hand it off no matter what. And if they guess wrong, break the tackle automatically. Well, I've got an answer for you. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. We're going to be going at this out of the big nickel over G, which is my favorite defensive formation in Madden. If you guys want my full defense, head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg, where $9.95 unlocks the entire website. So with this particular play, we're going to be breaking down how to stop the RPO read bubble. With this from a defensive lens, we are going to go through coach adjustments. Baseline is on, match is on. That is it. I would also recommend, if you guys want to, you can change this on the field, but we're gonna, for this particular formation, set our option defense aggressive, which is going to make our defensive end play the running back. This is really, really important because the next step is going to involve how we're going to counter the AKAs. So obviously in this year's game, AKA running backs are all the rage. They break the first tackle, and a lot of players are going to option style offenses out of the spread where they will just hand the ball off no matter what and break the tackle of the defensive end. What we want on our roster is a free, secure tackler defensive lineman. There are a million of them in the game at this particular moment, so I can't go through all of them, but I'm gonna go ahead and sub in Kevin Carter. He has that ability, and for the purpose of this video, we're gonna pretend that I have an AKA running back. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna choose really any play you want, but I like the cover two. So we're gonna call cover two, and here's how we're gonna set this up. We are going to go ahead and make sure that we take our outside safety on the trip side, and we're going to change him to an outside third. Now, in yesterday's video, we talked about this. This is really, really important because this particular tip is not enough with the outside third. You actually want the match on. So real quick, I'm going to explain what this does. When you have match on, outside thirds will do what they are supposed to do in real life. If you have a 2 receiver side or a 3 receiver side even, the outside third is taught to kind of play the difference between the outside receiver and the middle receiver. So they're going to try to midpoint the space between those two players if they run routes. This also applies in a read option or a bubble screen style option play where those players are blocking. So what this is going to do is this is going to allow Leon Sandcastle to run straight down post snap to this area of the field. Now, if you take a look at how this pertains the bubble screen, you've got the key icon player, you've got Leon, and then you've got Richard Sherman. This is 3-on-2 in terms of the blocking count to the bubble side. So we are falsely creating a mathematical advantage for ourselves with this outside third adjustment. Now, from there, what I like to do with my coverage on this play is I like to take the middle third to this weak side linebacker. And the reason that I do this is that my user is going to have to be present for Tim Tebow if he takes off. And we'll get to that momentarily. And I also need to be available if they run a quick seam. I have to be able to play kind of in this area, or if they run a Texas route or something quick to the running back on a passing concept, I want to be underneath. I don't want to have to bail deep. So I like to go ahead and put this guy into the middle third. And then in terms of the tight end, we're just going to bracket him with the deep half safety over the top outside, the middle third, deep inside, and the flat defender on the outside. You could actually play a hard flat here if you wish, but obviously make sure your opponent's showing you that they want to pass out of this before you go to the trouble of making these adjustments. But all in all, Tampa 2 with this look is our coverage assignment. Now, again, going back to the RPO, remember we set our option stuff to aggressive, and this is going to make Kevin Carter attack the running back. With this particular play, what we're going to do is if they were to hand the ball off to the running back, you're going to see that secure tackler is going to be there right away. Now, of course, they can win a tackle battle, but they're not going to get the benefit of an auto broken tackle on an AKA running back. So as it pertains just the option setting of this, is you guys are going to note with this is going to really, really help because he's going to play the running back and make this tackle every single time. Now, of course, with your user, you're going to be responsible for the quarterback. But let's focus first on the bubble screen here, because I want to go ahead and throw a few of these just so you can see how this really looks when we actually do throw the bubble. So we're not going to stop it in the backfield, but I just want to show you that if you watch the top left safety, watch how he rallies down on this and is now in a spot where he can make a play. Now, right there, he bumped into a guy that's super unfortunate, but this is going to be consistently something where the math is going to be in your advantage as you play through this. So once again, as we throw this here, you're going to see that he does rally down, and there you see a really good example where we were only able to pick up about 2 yards on a bubble screen. And that's going to be really frustrating for your opponent, is because they're going to see the math on the perimeter looking advantageous from the offensive perspective. But what we're doing with our match rules in the outside third is really making this player play super aggressive down towards that bubble screen. And again, you notice how he's not really concerned about a vertical route. He just flies straight down. Look at him, straight to the left. We go to throw this. There's Leon, 2 yards. 2 yards. So if you can consistently hold this to 2 yards, you're going to be in real good shape. Now, of course, if you want to, you can play hard flats as well. You could change your coverage down, things like that to make your underneath zones more aggressive. But I typically live off of just, okay, you can have 2 yards on a bubble screen. If it gets to 4th down and 4 and you want to throw that and gamble, I can live with that. I'm probably going to get a stop. So I'm in real good shape there. If you want to, feel free to put a secure tackler at the safety just to make sure they can't break that one-on-one in the open field. You know, Chuck Clark is an item that I think you guys could get relatively cheap and sub in. Again, this is more of a gimmicky type of offense. So really, we want to just make sure that we're doing the savvy things that are going to tackle the players that they're trying to get the ball in space. More often than not, players that run this offense aren't efficient passers. There are some out there that are comp level players that are actually good in the spread book, but most players you run into that run this are not really that good at passing the ball, and they run this for a reason. Sorry if that describes you, it's just the truth. But let's now focus on the quarterback. This particular portion of the video is really tough for me to replicate because I can't really do what I'm trying to do here with this. So what I'm actually attempting to do here is I'm going to take my user, and remember, we're playing the running back with Carter. I'm going to blitz my user pre-snap. And the reason for that is that we are going to be responsible for the quarterback. Now, with this particular approach, I'm just going to put Taylor kind of like here. Hopefully this can kind of illustrate what I'm talking about. What we're going to do with our user in all actuality is once they pull the ball with the quarterback, we are going to kind of scrape out here into this area if they scramble, and we're going to click off. And because our player is in a blitz assignment, when we click off, he will chase that scramble. As you guys know, the quarterback in general is kind of glitchy. He's kind of glitchy in this particular play. So what a lot of players will typically do is they'll pull with the quarterback and they'll run and scramble with him like this. And this is really, really annoying. Now, of course, if they get hit, they do fumble, which is the purpose of what I'm about to get to right here. They will have to run on conservative, which is going to make breaking the tackle on the bubble screen a little bit tougher for them. So they have a choice. Do I want to break tackles on the bubble screen, or do I want to risk fumbling with the quarterback? It's going to be kind of up to them. With this particular play, what we're going to do is when we go ahead and run these adjustments, we blitz our user. And when they go to scramble, I'm just going to try to mimic this. I'm going to click off of, I'm just going to hold him here, and I'm going to click off when I go to scramble. This is going to be really, really hard for me to do. So, and yeah, you can see I can't, but you see how when I click off of Taylor, how he's pursuing the quarterback? That is basically what we're going to do. Now, again, I don't have 4 hands to do this with 2 controllers.
Pathetic.
But I can't tell you how many times I have actually done this in a real game. It's something that is very, very important, is the ability to kind of just run out to the perimeter and click off. Now, this time I'm not going to scramble. I'm actually just going to do what I'm talking about here in this example. So in this particular example, what we would do is we're going to pretend Tebow boots out to the left after the play fake to flash. So, okay, they pull it. Now I click off, and you see how he just goes and he makes this play. So you see right there, that's kind of what we're attempting to do, is we're trying to do this click off mentality to get our player to stick the quarterback in the open field. Now, here's the replay of this. This is what's really cool. So once they pull the ball with the quarterback, they are going to go to scramble, right? We click off. You see right here, I'm still clicked on. I click off. Now, all of a sudden, the computer takes over and is going to be able to take away that swerve inside. If they panic and go to throw the ball out to the flat here, it's a penalty because you've got everyone on the right side of the field too far downfield. Again, an offensive lineman has to stay within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage to make it for a legal bubble screen. So if they throw the ball at this point, penalty, loss of yardage, loss of down. move on to the next down. For all intents and purposes, we've shut this down. We've got the outside third for the bubble screen. We've got the click off mentality for the quarterback scramble, and we're playing a secure tackler on the AKA option player. Now all of a sudden your opponent actually has to throw out of this formation. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. I always want to see what you guys are thinking with this content. If you guys want more, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Please make sure you guys drop a like, helps push this video out in the algorithm. And if you want the entire game plan, make sure you guys head over to gridirongameplans.gg. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.